we're gonna skip Mike Funk's gonna do his member moment on a trip to Romania where he did some work helping build buildings for adoptees. Is it, Mike?
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it.
Okay. And then he's going to show us how to do a member moment, and then we'll look at our water images.
Okay. I volunteered to do this because I was going to enter a journalism category and use this particular trip. The trouble was 4 photographs just wasn't going to cover it adequately. So I thought I'd volunteer to take up your time.
Hey.
This a little bit of background about this trip before I get into the slides. My oldest son, Bill, was a pastor for 30 years. And a couple of years ago, he decided to give it up and took a position as the international director of a organization called Camino Felix. And it's an organization that has built homes and moves orphans and abandoned children into a family environment. And you'll see more as I go along. And so he takes trips to these various places. They have 2 in Romania and they have 1 in Thailand. And I have plans to go to Thailand this summer with the group to do some more work. On this particular trip we took last March, and the war had started in Ukraine. And Romania, as you know, it butts up to Ukraine. If you didn't know, it does. And so a lot of people were nervous about going, and Nancy and I said, well, let's just do it anyway. How often do you get to go to a country like this? And I'd been to Romania before with my son on to this particular location, but this was going to be a working party. And he asked me if I would take photographs while I was there. So I think we had about 15 people, and we took off from San Francisco and flew to the ultimate destination was Budapest. And then we took a bus, as you'll see here. So if all I have to do is hit share screen, I'll get started. Bill, is that right?
Yep, that's what you have to do.
Hey, I can find my mouse here. Share screen, desktop. There it is. All right.
Perfect.
All right, I think I got it. How's that? Better? Okay, this time I can actually see myself. Last time I couldn't. So any event, my wife and I decided to go on this trip. There were about 15 of us to this organization, Camino Felix. They have 2 units in Oradea, Romania, and I have a map coming up so you'll be able to see where that is. Oradea is a town of about 250,000 people, or a city of about 250,000 people. And they house approximately 200 kids that were abandoned or adopted. And they take them in as young as infants and raise them until they're 18. And then they help them move along even after they reach the age of majority. So working in Romania now, if I can get this to go. Okay, here we are. On the left, you'll see where Budapest is. I don't know if anybody's been there. It's a great place to go.
Yeah.
And Oradea is right over the border in Romania. It's about a 3-hour drive. And it's not a very pretty drive sometimes, but it's wonderful once you get there. Oradea is really becoming quite a modern and cosmopolitan city. Anyway, we left on March 26th, ready to go. And here we arrived already in Budapest. This was the group waiting for the bus to pick us up. And here we are, another shot of the Budapest airport, and then on the bus on the right-hand side. It was about a 3-hour drive to Oradea, mostly two-lane roads, a lot of truck traffic. In the middle of the night, we got there really late, so I'm guessing around 1 or 2 in the morning, we'd stop for diesel. And I'm an early riser. Most everybody else was still sleeping, but I got up and walked around and I took some pictures of, well, sunrise, obviously there, and a few of the other facilities that I'll show you now. This particular building is called Noble House, and it was an old barn that they renovated. It's like a hotel, or actually like a motel room. Most of the end that you see here is all individual motel rooms. Quite nice too. The first time I was there in 2019, they were redoing the bathrooms and bringing things up to date. And this time, all the rooms were completed and they were quite modern and very nice to stay in. This place has a farm and they do dairy cattle. And one of the reasons they do this is to support all the kids and the families that live at this location. And they also sell whatever they don't use to help fund the organization. You can see they have some cattle out there, and a lot of the children have the opportunity to work at the farm, as well as other places that you'll see in just a few minutes. This particular building that was being put up is just about complete now, and it was built for the sole purpose of housing and dealing with children with developmental disabilities, including autism, that really can't live on their own any longer. And so the organization's taking them in and providing them care, education, and whatever else they can do for them. This is a overall Google Earth photograph. On the left, you'll see where it says Camino Felix Village 2. There's 10 homes there. In the center is the farm that I showed you pictures of. And then on the right, you can see Noble House, that's the motel. And next to that, where it says Fundaria Camino Felix, it's a big, that building and the one right next to it, which has a dark roof. They house a carpentry shop, what they call it, Sunshine, they make and sell textile goods, clothing, bags, things like that, and they sell them to earn money. And they also have corporate people that come in and purchase a number of items in large quantities. So the group we were going to go, we're going to help out at various tasks. We were told initially that we were going to be dealing with Ukrainian refugees because they were taking in quite a large number of them as they were trying to escape Ukraine. As it turns out, we didn't have to do too much of that. We had several, and we had several of the people in our group actually go up to Ukraine and bring, they transported them back, developmentally disabled folks that needed housing and assistance. The house that some of us built a house in 4 days, and you'll see the progress as we go along. The only mechanical tools that we had a saw to cut 2x4s and studs that we needed to do the interior and the exterior walls. And they had some saws to cut the plywood. And then, of course, they had something to lift up trusses. But everything was done by hand. All the walls were put together. Every one of us must have pounded 1,000 nails, and you'll see the house in a little bit. And the house, I don't know if you can see it on your picture there. It's up in the top right-hand corner. I have a red circle around it, I think. Yep. That's a completed photo that was taken fairly recently, the house that we actually built. Here we are, some of the group walking down to where we were going to start the construction. And let me go back. One more. This is the group, or most of them, when we first got there. All you can see, the only thing that was existing was a slab. So we really started from scratch. Everybody got a helmet. They had about 4 men that were employed or worked for this organization that were helping us build this. But none of us had ever done anything like this before. My wife, Nancy, when we were done and came home, said this was the most important thing and fulfilling thing that she's ever done. It was really a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but you felt good when you got done with it. And we got to meet the people that were going to be living in the house, because the husband was going to be helping us on this. So it's quite a nice project to do. Here we are getting started. One of the first things we did was build trusses for the roof. And my son Bill is the guy in the middle standing there with the blue shirt on. He was kind of in charge. And after 2 or 3 days, he got COVID, so we didn't see him much of the rest of the time.
No.
Yeah, so he came out a few days later with a mask and stood way off to the side, but it was kind of disappointing for him. Here we are raising some of the trusses, or actually laying them down to get them ready. And then it wasn't all just work. The organization brings out snacks and coffee, and we were well cared for. There was no problems, anybody getting hungry at this place. The food was amazing. This was the interior where we would have meals, and there's a big living area to the right where they would have meetings occasionally. And so this was our group, and to the right, which you can't see it, they would put out a big buffet table. And like I said, the food was just incredible. I mean, none of us ever went hungry and probably all gained some weight. Now I'm gonna take you to a few places, and then I'll get back to the house because I want to show you what this place is really all about. Like I said, there's two units in Romania of this Caminal Felix family villages. This was the very first one, started in the 90s, early 90s. There's 6 homes here. They're all fairly large homes. And what they do is the organization will enlist the help or hire a young couple. And the young couple agrees to stay for 10 years and raise children. Now, they can raise their own children along with the other ones that they bring in. So some of these homes have as many as 16 kids in them. So
Wow.
you can guess they're fairly large. The parents get paid, and they also have a helper that comes in during the day, and that helper gets paid also. The facility here, when we arrived, this particular building inside was filled with beds because it had been used for refugees from Ukraine. At this particular week when we were there, it wasn't being used. They have a big playground, and all the houses surround the playground. So it's a central area for the children to play. This is what a typical house looks like. Pretty much all the same, different colors, obviously, but the housing design seems to work for a large number of children and the parents. They have a tennis court at this particular location. They also have, this organization has a school, and the school is for children with disabilities or have learning disabilities. And it's right in the center of Oradea, pretty much, right? It's surrounded by apartment complexes. Here's an example of what it looks like. And then some of the kids that were out playing. Nice young kids. They were all very friendly. Most of them didn't speak English. The staff did. A lot of the staff spoke English, and it was a lot of fun to meet them. This particular building is another location in Oradea in the city, and it's a transitional housing facility. So when the youngsters grow up and start to move out, they have a place where they can move to in between the time they can afford to get their own place in the city or in the country, wherever they choose to live. So they have an opportunity at a very reduced rate to live in a very nice place. The offices for this organization are up on the 2nd floor, and it's quite nice. It used to be a cemetery, and the government of the city of Oradea gave it to this organization as long as they would clean it up. It was all overgrown and a mess, and they came in, cleared it all up, and they built this. Let's see. What? Okay. Right next to that red building is this company called Terra Nova, and they partnered with Caminal Felix. What they do here is they make prosthetic legs and arms and other devices. We had an opportunity to meet the head designer and the person that actually started this. And it was really quite an experience to walk through the factory and see how they make these prosthetic devices. And they're used for children all over Romania. This is the center field play area in the circle that I showed you, one of the earlier slides where they have that 10 houses surrounding. This is where there's a big playground. Some of the kids out playing. This is one of the homes where the kids live. This car was from Ukraine and it came in with 8 people.
Oh.
And after they drove from Ukraine, and then they left it there when they moved on to England. We had an opportunity to go in and have dinner with the kids and the families. So this was one of the groups before dinner that we were sitting around waiting for the dinner to be served. Not everybody built the house. We had a couple of ladies that worked on the kids' hair. The lady on the left there, she's a hairdresser and barber. She was taking care of the children, giving them haircuts. She's also going to be going to Thailand with me in July. She's one of the people that are going. They also have this place where they make various textile products. Bags, sweaters, I believe they made, all sorts of different things. I'll show you in a sec here. There's Nancy. She, after her wrist was killing her from hammering 1,000 nails, she went in and decided to cut out material. And then this is one of the fellas that worked there, a young man. He is fairly almost blind, if I remember his disability, but he managed to work and do a great job. Here's several of the other workers. They make the bags that they're showing there. And some of these folks are disabled also. They have a showroom where people can come and look at the goods and buy them. And this is some of the ladies that were working on the project. And Nancy's on the right, and the lady that was cutting hair, that she's in the middle, and then Lucy on the left. She's not a youngster, but that woman can carry 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, because I know she had one end of the board that I was carrying the other end. And she just had a great time. Some other folks that were they're building, just to give you an idea how we were doing it, putting up the plywood walls. And this is the team that we had there doing the work. Nancy and I are on the right. We did finish the interior, all the studs and things, and then you'll see later on it even got further. And this is starting to get towards where you could see what was happening. We were actually building a home. And here we are, and I think if I can get this to work right, we should see a quick time lapse. There you go.
All right.
And so
Wow.
I set up my iPhone and let it roll, and you can see how it worked. None of the volunteers were down up at the top. We were all down at the bottom doing the support work. And the last one that comes in, the end piece, didn't fit properly. So you'll see it goes up and then comes back down again. They had to make some adjustments. So it's actually starting to look like a house now. And this is pretty much where we left it on the, I believe it was the 4th or 5th day of working, because not every day did we work on the house. We had an opportunity to go downtown into Oradea. We also took a trip to a bear cave, they call it, which was 2 or 3 hours outside of Oradea. We had to drive through the country, and you really got to see the poverty and the level of the way people live out there. Very simply, it was quite an experience actually to see it. And then after we left, my son was still there recovering from COVID. It snowed. So we had wonderful weather while we were there, but this is what happened, and that's what the house looked like afterwards. One thing we did was we brought different things for each of the homes. On the left, you see a whole bunch of items that were donated by not just the people that went. My son works at Trader Joe's. We got them to donate a whole case of chocolate bars. That went over really well. And all sorts of other things that that people could use that they don't normally get. And then the couple there next to Nancy is one of the parents. So you see they're young parents. They're raising up to 16 children. You know, most probably have 10, but they can have their own children as well as the orphaned or abandoned children. We took a ride into Oradea, just a few shots of the town. It's changed a lot. I went in 2019 and now it's getting even more finished. And then I've seen videos that are much more recent than when these photos were taken. For instance, this old building here, none of the scaffolding's there anymore and everything is completed. It's quite a beautiful city. I like taking pictures of trolleys, so always did that. And some of the other locations around this particular big square, which is quite beautiful. A lot of shopping. This is a temple, a Jewish temple on the left.
Beautiful.
It was, it's quite a place. And if you ever have an opportunity to go to someplace different, Romania, at least Oradea, where I was, is quite beautiful. And walking the streets, and of course, now, yeah, you know, everybody has to get into that picture, I suppose. So that's the end of the Camino Felix. It's a something that Nancy and I started being one of our major charities that we donate to. We really feel that they do a good job, something that is certainly needed over there. And it feels good to not only physically help them, but to help them monetarily also.
You get to meet the people.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And now my son, Bill, the director, if anybody wants additional information, might like to go on one of these trips, you can reach him at billfunk.life. That's his website. There's all kinds of information there about him and the organization. All right, so I believe that's it. Now, here's how I did this. I'm not an expert, so I'm sure probably some of you use PowerPoint, which is the Microsoft version. I use Keynote, but I'm going to guess they're pretty similar in how they operate. So when you first open up the program, in this case, Keynote, which comes with the iMac, this is what you see. It gives you an option to use various templates. So you choose a template you like, and you can scroll up. There's quite a few of them. Once you do that, this is what you'll see when you open it up. You choose the template, you click on it, and this is what will open. It'll give you an opportunity to add whatever you like into the first slide. So this is what you would get. If you hit add a slide up at the top left, you have a choice, various choices of templates. I always use the blank one at the bottom because I like to put my photographs in individually. Really simple to drag and drop, and there's a couple of ways to do it. I like to start out by putting all the photographs that I'm going to use into a folder on my desktop. You can just simply click all of those photos, Command A or whatever you want to use to get all of them, and just simply drag them over into the program, and they'll all be lined up as the slides, just as I went down the list on the presentation. But you can also pull, see, here's on the left, I don't know if you can see it there, the various slides. If you were to drag the group in, that it would automatically line them up. And you can move them up and down. Just grab one, click on it, and drag it to wherever you want it. You can also individually move a photo over one at a time. And so this is an example of Lucerne, Switzerland, where I just took a photo and dragged it into this particular slide. You can also do multiple photos. The program gives you an option for various templates.
Okay.
And so you can move them around. The program will help you line them up. You'll see a line come up. You'll know if you're straight or not. It'll give you the option to change the background. So for instance, on that one, it's white. Once I click on this photo with the girl and the ducks, you can see the little square boxes on the right. that gives you the option to resize the photograph. But once you click on it,
Nope.
it will set it, and then you can change the background color to black or whatever you like. So it's really quite easy. Up at the top, you'll see a few boxes: table, chart, text, shape. You can hit text, and a text box will appear. You can move it to anywhere on the page that you like. Start typing whatever words you like. Santa Rosa Photographic Society, and then you can change the font. A panel will open up on the right side. You can change your font, your size, the color. You can do all sorts of things. So it's really quite simple and intuitive. You just have to do it, do a couple of times, watch a YouTube video. But I found it pretty easy, and I put these together in just a few minutes. So that's how you can do a member moment. And I don't know how PowerPoint works, but I'm going to guess it's fairly similar. I'm sure there's probably somebody that does know.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Tell us again what this one is.
This is Keynote. If you have a
Keynote,
Mac,
okay.
if you have an Apple product, they use a program called Keynote. And it's very simple to use. You do it once and you'll get the hang of it. It's quite good.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Good job.
Thank you, Mike.
That was great.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
Really good.
What a neat thing to have done.
Yeah.
I
That was
mean,
fun.
wow.
A
Yeah.
good sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you should be seeing the first image from Lucy Aaron.
Yep.
Everybody
Wow.
can see that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's beautiful.
Wow. It is.
Is Lucy here?
Frenzy, it sure is a
Haven't seen her.
frenzy. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
There's her second image, low
Mhm.
tide.
Nice. Makes a
He
nice
really
picture.
has an eye.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusk.
Yeah.
Gee,
Good monochrome.
I wonder which river this is. Could be the Russian River, I guess.
Hmm.
Could be.
Yeah.
No idea. It's very
Looks like
good.
She's
infrared.
not here.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good capture.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That motion of the wave.
Power of water.
Mhm.
Cool.
As a monochrome, it's really quite striking.
Uh-huh.
Quiet little bird.
It's gone, yeah.
Pretty.
Storm wave.
Yeah. Very, very
Wow.
nice. Yeah.
Right.
Really good water pics.
Just a little bit of color. Interesting.
I knew it was going to be cold tonight. That's Lake Michigan,
Oh,
probably
wow.
in January or February.
Holy tamales.
Wow.
Cold.
The interesting thing is you can walk out maybe 20 or 30 yards, but the farther you get out, the more likelihood you have of falling through the ice. Smart people don't go too far out.
No, thank you.
So what I
That's just-
tried to do is you're just going to see water in different situations.
Tony, are those piers out there?
No, though, probably 75 years ago they were.
Oh,
This is off of a beach in Evanston where the Grosse Point Lighthouse is.
Really pretty.
That's a reflection of a water lily from the bottom.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
were you
Were you
snorkeling?
underwater?
Yes, that was taken through a periscope.
Cool. Like the
That's
bug.
beautiful.
The-
That insect.
Yeah.
Chicago Botanic Garden has 3 really large lily gardens. You can get really close to them, and early in the day, before things get really super saturated, you can get some really interesting shots.
Mm.
Oh,
Nice backlighting.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at the ribs.
Uh, Another use of water. That's my son, that's up in Wisconsin, and it's a lot of fun to do, but I saw more than one person fall off it, and has a strange way of removing bathing suits.
Pretty.
Probably some of you have been there.
Niagara.
Maybe the
Niagara.
mist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the
Certainly
mist.
Look
worth
at
the
all those
trip.
people.
I know, that looks unsafe.
Well, what did me in was how much the sun affected the atmosphere, and it really got darker. I actually lightened up the edge because it just sort of looked like there was this monster searchlight coming down, and you couldn't see anything in the shade.
Boy,
Wow.
that is cool.
Did they hand out raincoats? Everybody's dressed
I
the
know, they're all
same.
dressed the same.
I don't know. I was up above.
Yes, they do. I've taken that trip.
Ah,
Wow, nice.
it's nice.
That is shot in Honduras, and we kayaked through there.
Wow.
We were on sit on top kayaks, and it was a little unnerving to realize that there were caimans in the water.
Right.
Wow.
Ay, ay, ay.
Nice
Oh,
overstretch.
pretty.
Mm,
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Who's this?
And
and
And here,
Where is
Oh.
she?
I don't know. I sent her the Zoom link when we started, so I don't know.
yeah, she would have texted one of us if she couldn't get in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Something must be up.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hi,
that's
Ann.
really cool.
Hi, it's beautiful, Anne.
Wish you were here.
she'll see the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's with her iPhone. Oh, her new one,
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
14 Pro Max. If I
Pro
can
Max, right?
read down there.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
Lawn grasses,
Very cool.
I
Kelly
see.
Lake.
Nice.
Billy Lake, really? Wow.
Oh, Kelly Lake.
Kelly Lake. Oh,
Where's Kelly Lake?
Idea. Fujifilm X-T2. Huh.
Ah,
Nice camera.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
This is Terry Connolly. Is she here?
Scary.
I didn't see her.
Those all these people have bagged it tonight.
Ice on car art.
I'm
Mhm.
afraid they
Russian
couldn't
car.
find the, I had to really search to find the link to get in. Because it
Yeah.
came early in the day and got buried with other stuff.
I
Yeah.
just went to the website.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
but
thought the
Steve said not to go to the website.
I thought the website was
Hacked.
Heck,
That's what Steve's email said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't up when I looked at it.
Sorry.
yeah.
well, I
and
went in
it's
from the
been hacked.
website too.
It's been
Oh,
hacked.
okay.
Good. So it's working now.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Good.
Mm,
Ice on car
Wow.
2.
That's cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
very
Jack
neat.
Frost.
What a great idea.
Look
Yeah.
at those fans. Those are just marvelous.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Maybe
really
we'll see
unique.
some- Might see some snow pictures tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody
These
went
almost
out.
look like feathers.
They
Yeah.
do.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mm.
Jack Frost.
Boy, got a few frosties. And that's with her iPhone.
And you have to find this, or
iPhone.
can you make it?
Ooh,
Wow,
Mhm.
who's this?
Terry?
It's Terry.
Also
It's
Terry.
also
I
Terry.
can't read it.
Oh,
too
I bet you
small.
she, you know what, she learned from Tim, was it Tim Clifton? Is that his name?
Clifton,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really amazing how you
Yeah,
can
nice
see
work
through
on
that.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
the colors.
is that must be like a painting effect?
It looks like topaz, kind of.
I think it's just, he had a whole bunch of techniques he showed that were really straight shot techniques. They weren't filters or anything like that. It was like using a brush to pull different colors out and, yeah, it was really regular photography.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
wasn't Tim Clifton, don't we have
Yeah.
that video?
Yeah, probably.
Yes, we do.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
ask
so,
that. That would be
Yeah,
and
fun.
you were
watch that
asking
again.
about it for anybody who wants to know. Yeah, it should be on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's Buzz Slim in Topaz.
Oh, looks that
You
way,
think
but
it is?
there's no.
Mhm. It does look like it.
It does
Very
have a touch
painterly.
of
I like
some,
that.
You look on the upper left and the upper portion of it, you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nice light.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so now I have to confess, I am not sure this is even really what you might call my picture. It could be from TV. I have no idea. I mean, I've taken ferries and taken pictures. We went to, where did we go, Joel? Where we were on a boat, Greece. And
Greece.
could have been from there, but I have no idea. I just found it and said, wow, I really like this one.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
It's
a
a nice
great,
shot.
I like this.
It is.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're standing in the water.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, my.
This is
Cool.
probably Schollenberger.
I
Looks
thought
like
that
a
was
duck.
the only puddle in Death Valley.
Into which I fell many years ago.
Yeah.
That's a story.
Nice.
Good title. Good title too.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
definitely
Schollenberger.
That's
Schollenberger.
Schollenberger.
Yeah.
That's great, Trish.
Yeah.
Love to go out there.
You always get good ones there.
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's in
Petaluma.
Petaluma. It's Schollenberger Park. It's like a wetlands area, and then it's connected to Ellis Creek, which is also that's a wastewater treatment ponds that are, really clean, that attract a lot of birds.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm always looking for birds, but this time I found clouds.
Oh.
This is from Sonoma Botanical Gardens.
Hmm.
You have a little area that has a bridge and you look down into the water and
Yeah.
something
It's
there.
really interesting.
Mhm.
Really cool. Oh,
The damp.
Yeah.
This is actually the floor of the restroom at Schollenberger Park.
Oh,
Right after this
Tell us.
woman had mopped it.
Oh, boy.
Always take my iPhone in there with me, Never know what you'll find.
Never
I
know.
trust the yellow is a reflection.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Just what I saw.
glad you clarified that.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
You.
One of my
Who's this?
favorite parrots.
Oh.
in a
Wow.
fountain.
Where's this?
This is in India.
India.
Nice.
Oh my God.
They are wild there. They are indigenous, these parrots. They're everywhere. And they like the water fountains.
Nice.
Great shot.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
on the
Ooh, look at
lost,
that.
this is on the Lost Coast, taken last
Oh.
year.
Okay.
Oh,
It was a pretty
nice.
stormy day and I was taking it at pretty high speed just to get all the detail in the waves and the water.
Mhm.
Originally, there were two seagulls in this picture, but it kind of looked better with one.
Is that a
took one.
seagull? It doesn't even look like a seagull.
Yeah, it is a seagull. It's dark. It's
A juvenile.
Yeah.
juvenile,
Yeah.
right? Brown
Ah,
seagull.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
that's neat. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh,
love
that's
these
nice.
birds.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And
Yeah.
this is a few weeks ago at Dillon Beach.
That's fantastic.
Frothy.
It's amazing what you see if you look at a short enough time frame. The water is just
That is so,
so interesting.
the
Yeah.
colors
afraid.
going.
Really fascinating.
Mhm.
That's a great image.
Soft colors too.
Nice.
And that's
Oh.
also Dillon Beach.
Woo.
Nice shot.
Nice.
Capture.
Very nice shot.
Nice thing about
Mhm.
Dillon Beach is they have dogs and they have surfers, and birds. You pay a fee. If you get there early, they don't charge. Get there well before 9 o'clock.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's a $10 fee.
I have a tip about that. If you have a senior Sonoma County Regional Parks pass, there, it's good there.
Is that right? I didn't know
Yep.
that.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Cha-ching.
That's good
A
to
lot
know.
of us
Okay.
do.
Yep.
We use it.
Yeah.
All right, Sherry.
Good to
Wow.
know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All these years.
Been shelling
That's
out
money
those
spent.
bucks.
And you know, they knew we were old.
I don't know
some-
how.
Something gives us away. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the Napa at night. That's the
Yeah.
waterfall in Napa. It's in Napa.
Wow.
Wow.
It's kinda
Where is
cool.
that? In Napa? Where?
This is during the
Napa
Napa
Lights
Lights. Yeah, they're
Oh,
not
really?
showing this. This is the first few weeks.
Mm.
And it's a terrible picture, but if you look very carefully, you'll see a little girl there with an umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, I guess, if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
In a picture taken with the waterfall.
I gotta go there early next year.
Me too.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
get a
it's
group.
getting better and better, I think.
A projected waterfall. I see.
Exactly.
could work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is Ronnie. I haven't seen Ronnie tonight.
Oh, but this is excellent.
Yeah.
Isn't that
that
nice?
was nice.
Wow.
What a gorgeous
Nice
shot.
Feels good. Really nice.
Very
field.
different from what she usually does with flowers.
So
Yeah.
what, is there a title or a?
Rocks on water.
Yeah. I really like how there's the horizontal on the rocks, lines on the
Mhm.
rocks, and then you've got the vertical heart rate going down.
Yeah,
That's
right.
really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like Lake Tahoe.
It is.
yeah. It does.
Yeah.
It does look like that.
Mm. Very pretty.
This is Ronnie,
Nice.
Sand Harbor.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like with the people there.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice scale.
Yeah.
Nice, nice colors.
Mhm.
Beautiful calm day.
Autumn Reflections.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah, the splash of red right in the middle.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
striking.
I could see that as wallpaper on a whole wall.
Yeah, really.
I like the captioning, reading what people are saying.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
That's Ronnie, Pelican
Ooh.
above the waves.
Yeah, cool.
There's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, pelicans are amazing.
Pterodactyl.
Look like it. Oh, pterodactyl.
Yeah.
I read recently that pelicans go way back,
Mhm.
practically prehistoric.
Yeah, it's something like fossils 40 million years old. They haven't
Ah.
changed much.
Wow,
Wow.
it's amazing.
Interesting.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't need to change.
Mhm.
Sunrise Lake Ralphine.
Wow. Stunning.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I love the mist.
Mhm.
It's to
pretty.
be there.
Yeah.
Nice feeling.
Mhm.
She's really ventured out from the flowers. She really,
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's doing wildlife, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's too bad her cameras got stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sherry.
Oh,
Sherry.
Yeah, this is
Beautiful.
Beauty Lake. It's in Desolation Wilderness.
Ooh,
Wow.
But it's
oh,
just kind of as is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
where is that close to?
near
It's in
Khyber,
Desolation Wilderness. It's close to Kybers on
near Khyber.
Highway 50.
Oh,
You go
okay.
up to Wrights Lake Road and you can access it there.
Beautiful.
Ah,
And that's the Laguna after our
yeah.
Wow.
rains. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Ah.
let's
In
turn around
January.
here.
Capture, wow.
Yeah, I was out there with my dog and my camera. We're like, yeah, this is the end.
We'll stop now.
Your dog a water
Much
dog?
Further.
No.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, also the
Nice.
Laguna. This is on the other side. The first one was from Occidental Road, and this one was I-12 side.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Very
Beautiful
moody.
light.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice reflection.
Ooh,
Oh, and this is also the Laguna from Sebastopol side where their cultural center is. There's not much of a trail there, but that's actually flipped. What you're looking at, the trees that you're looking at are actually the reflection.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
Cool.
did a
Wow.
180 because I thought the blackberry vines that were actually truly on the bottom, they kind of look like drapes or curtains or
Or an
something. Like it's
arbor.
like
Yeah.
it's a
Wow.
stage. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
nice.
neat.
And that's
Amazing.
all black and white?
Yeah.
I beg
Good
your pardon?
idea, nice.
Is this black and white, Sherry?
Yeah, I made it monochrome. Yeah.
Monochrome
Wow.
entry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Really?
really beautiful.
that's
nicely
a-
done.
So that's a reflected
Oh.
image. It's,
Yes.
wow, water is just
Beautiful.
absolutely glass.
Oh, it was pristine. It was amazing. It's really
Amazing.
busy there. It's hard to get a good it's hard to you really frame a shot because there's just so much branches and brambles and vines and everything
Yeah.
there.
You did
Beautifully
beautifully.
framed. I love the top, that wonderful draping
Yeah,
leaves.
thank you.
really
Yes.
makes it.
Really nice.
Seeing the
Thank you.
light on the leaves.
Very
like that.
creative.
Yeah, works really well.
Yeah.
The stage is set.
Next month. Monochrome.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh
nice.
yeah, and that's it looks warm, but it was really, really cold. So that was
Nice, beautiful.
November some years ago, but Schoolhouse Beach on our coast.
Wow,
Mhm.
okay.
Wow.
Now that's-
Yeah,
Good.
that's beautiful.
Morning or evening? I guess that's evening.
Yes. Yeah, sunset. I just like the layers, the clouds kind of
Yeah.
mimic the waves.
they
Mhm.
all perfect,
Super
perfectly.
good.
Yeah, yeah. It's a nice composition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is it?
Ah,
Yeah, this is
Oh.
like, I think back in 2007 or so, something like that,
Is this you, Phil?
in Rome. Oh my-
Cool.
It looks like you're
People's
training a-
expressions are really interesting.
Yeah.
The
Like, what?
bystanders.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we see this every day.
He's going in for coins.
I take everybody's tired from walking around Rome.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right. It's a super hot day and he's getting cooled off.
What I like is you can see how many people have walked on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, wow. Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
I think I
Whoa.
got my new iPhone and I took a panorama about 4 or 5 feet off the water, overlooking Waikiki and Diamond Head. And the panorama turned out with all this, weird shapes. And it's pretty much how I took the photo. I didn't do much with it other than correct the artificial line that was kind of down in the foreground.
Mhm.
Surreal, great.
It's really interesting.
Kind of makes me seasick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Were you on a boat or on the sidelines?
Bill,
Pardon?
Were
were
you on
you on a boat or on the sidelines?
Or inside?
Oh, I was on the inside of the boat. Yeah.
Oh. Neat.
Cool.
Oof. I know what this is. Oh,
Ooh,
Yellowstone?
yeah,
oh,
Yeah, water's.
I want to go there.
bacteria, in it, really. Cool.
That's Yellowstone?
Mhm.
All
Neat.
the colors and the steam in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steam,
Going on there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great composition.
Nice color.
Oh,
Nice balance of colors, thanks to
yeah,
nature.
yeah.
Beautiful place.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Bizarro
Yeah,
waterfall.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, wait.
What are we looking at?
you think about it.
How
That's
did the
weird.
waterfall do that?
Yeah.
That's great.
Is this old Quarry Hill?
I think it is. I was trying to, I know it was at one of the botanical gardens. Trip,
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
Quarry Hill, but I'm not.
How did you do it?
Yeah, how did you do that?
Well, you take the pond on the right side and you rotate the image and then you put it back in again.
That is so cool.
How simple is that?
Sure.
That's magic and trickery. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Nice-
Yeah.
Very
Well,
cool
good
look
for
though. I
that.
like it.
Yeah, nice work on the
It really
edge.
is, Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to think about it.
Yeah.
Great.
This was up in Oregon at, I think, Walport off the All-Sea Bridge.
Mm,
And I
Almost
think
looks,
Nice minimalism.
yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
Nice,
Mm.
nice composition.
over to Linda.
It's pretty.
In the soft water.
Oh, yeah. This is when I was practicing how to get the water soft. And
Well,
and this was Big Sky, Montana. And had to walk quite a ways to get down here, but it was really quite fun during the drought too. This was there.
Ooh.
it looks
I,
like
I see a glowing man sitting, slouching back on a chair.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to mention
There you go.
him. He came along. This
Sat
is pretty
down
cool.
for you, posed.
Mr. Gumpy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
8 seconds.
I
Nice
like
shot.
the
Yeah.
face and the
Nice.
Yeah,
stones.
32, geez.
Beautiful.
And practicing with the
Mm.
tripod.
Oh, look at that. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
Lovely.
Emerald wave.
Yeah, I love that effect.
Yeah, that was in Bodega Bay, and that also was a little bit of work on this one.
I love the atmosphere of the bubbles or the spray.
Mhm,
Interesting,
mhm.
yeah, how that just sort of
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
with topaz, a little bit of topaz here too.
Nicely done.
Look at that. Great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's like
Topaz
no,
really helps.
900
soften
shots and you get one.
Yeah.
Okay,
All that counts.
time to delete.
Just takes one.
Half of our lives. Ooh, look at that. I love it.
Ocean
Ooh,
art.
is that
Yeah.
Salt Point?
This
the way back?
was Mendocino.
Ah,
And it was,
Ah.
and it was walking out there and it was a pretty windy day and just sort of sat down, and there started in the bottom, there was a little bit of that sea foam that just started coming up, and then it just started snaking around. And then
Wow.
it went around that little part there, and then some went forward, and it's like, okay, I'll just take a picture of that. So that was just sitting and
Yeah.
watching this thing be drawn up in front of you.
Tide change, is that
Yeah.
cool?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Nice light
yeah.
too.
Thank you.
A question mark.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, wow.
Last
is,
great
This
title.
this is outside of Yellowstone, in a place called Quake Lake. And I was in a kayak, and it's really early in the morning, and the challenge is keeping your kayak from turning in a
Oh,
circle, because there's a lot of water moving. And so it was really a lot of fun. It's a beautiful place. If you ever get out to Yellowstone, you need to go to Quake Lake. In the 60s, there was a landslide and buried all kinds of campers, and it was a terrible,
Wow.
Oh,
terrible
yeah, I've
thing,
read
but
about
it
that.
made this lake and all
Wow.
these trees. It's just absolutely eerie.
Is that near West Yellowstone then, or
Yeah,
in that area? Yeah.
yeah, it's just definitely worth going to.
Nice one.
That's cool.
That's nice.
And,
A latte.
Latte.
It
and
is.
this was actually, I attended a workshop, and as you guys know, I lived in Montana for 30 plus years, but this was after moving away, going back. And this was in the winter, and there was, it's called Bozeman Creek, and went out there and was trying to get, just experimenting with different speeds, taking pictures at different speeds. But the white in there is a reflection of the snow, and the blue is a reflection of the sky, which was really a bright, sunny day, and trying to
wow.
slow this down using the polarizer and using neutral density filters and stuff like that. And
Wow.
the brown is the trees. So it was just
Ah.
got a lot of really interesting pictures, and it was just a lot of fun to learn how to do this.
Yes.
When it
Nicely
was
done.
like,
Very nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice cloud-like
35
effect.
degrees out, and you've got your,
Mhm.
10 tons of clothes on.
It's like half a second exposure time.
Mm-hmm. Is that what
Wow.
is it?
Yeah.
It's kind of a close-up, is it?
Yeah, let's see,
Close
what
in?
lens was I using?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
no, I definitely
27 millimeters.
zeroed in on, what one did it say?
Zoomed in.
227.
27 millimeter.
227 millimeters.
Yeah.
You guys have good eyes.
I got the wrong glasses on.
I'm pressing my nose against the screen.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
you know,
was,
Oops.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that.
oh my.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
this was
awesome.
this was a nice use of water that's being wasted from at Harmony Farms nursery. And
Oh,
it's so someone had put this burlap around it, and look, I mean, I was delighted to see
That's cool.
that.
A pop-up family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
One of the first pictures I took with the
Your
new
iPhone.
iPhone.
Yeah, that's great. It's wonderfully sharp.
nicely seen.
Very
Water uses.
Ah,
That's behind you.
it is.
Yeah, it's a different one. It's it's a battered tulip tree flower in Palo Alto.
Oh, wow.
And also trying out the iPhone and holding it it up and seeing what kind of detail I could get with its, raw image.
Oh, that's
And there were, so it's that, yeah, there's drops on it, but it's also the effect of rain because it got battered in the
Oh.
storm.
I always liked aged flowers.
Yeah, me too.
It's,
We're a lot of Wabi Sabi fans in this club.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, I watch Alan Shapiro doing stuff. He saves tons of flowers, dried flowers, a closet full of them, pulls them out and scatters them around, put lights on them and stuff. Comes up with amazing stuff.
Wow. Oh, this is
Nice.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
look at that
Mhm.
bird.
look at that.
angle
A lot of room.
and the light on the eye.
Oh, my gosh.
I love how you cropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be different. And I
Mhm.
looked at this and I said, yeah, it's gonna bother some people and everyone else is gonna say, good girl.
Mm,
I
that's
think it's perfect.
I love it. I love it.
It's
Love
Hey,
it.
didn't use the rule of thirds.
yeah, well, I'll tell you what I think of the suggestion of thirds.
Yeah.
I'll usually put something against one side and then do this because if it's a judge that goes rule of thirds, you're gonna see something of mine plastered against the side. Anyway, this is Fuji XT3 and one of the longer lenses and a huge crop, and it was at out Bodega Headlands area.
Mm.
There was a place Gary and I stopped. We saw when we drove by, we go, look away over there, and a bunch of birds. So we spent some quality time with them.
Nice.
Love it.
And there
Your
were more in this
personality.
picture than you see.
It looks like it's gonna be nibbling all the way over. to
Ooh,
the
look at
left.
that.
Oh, yeah.
gee.
Wow.
Look at that.
Aw,
Love the wings.
That's fabulous.
hey, baby.
Mhm.
It's like
I was like, hey, I'm landing here.
Move.
Look at
That's
that.
great.
That's, and where did you take that?
The
Bodega
same place,
Well,
headed out towards Bodega Head. If you're headed that way, it was on the left. And it's obviously a protected area because there's fence saying, and no way to get out towards it, which we were glad for the birds. So they were out in some
Yeah, that's
protected area.
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I like the
and-
little splash.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
splash you saw.
Yeah.
that,
Yep.
yeah. And I took, I'll take 1,000 pictures just to because I want to capture the moment.
Yeah,
It's a
beautiful.
lot of film.
You captured the
Yeah, a lot
moment.
of film.
Yeah, very nice. Love it. Deletes.
And I think my
Nature.
last one, it doesn't, it had my name in order, which is what it was requested, but it looks like it doesn't come till later.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, because that one's mine.
Yeah.
This, I was at the Sacramento Bird Refuge and I had just joined the Cloud Appreciation Society and I saw these clouds in the sky. I never sent it to them. I think it's just part of a plane contrail from the Sacramento airport, but I just
should
love those
send it.
little puffs.
Yeah.
Send it in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
That's
like
really
little
unique.
cartoon characters.
Kind
Love
of
it.
whimsical, like out of a Dr. Seuss or something.
Mhm.
Cotton.
It's great.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
somewhere
Right.
along the coast, a fog bow. I was
Whoa.
able to
That's
see
pretty cool.
that.
Wonderful fog bow.
You could
Beautiful.
send that one in too. They'd love it.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Who knew?
Uh, Nice composition.
Oh, this is from India. They got us up at like the crack of dawn, like 5 a.m. and went out to this lake. They said it was made as a reservoir. And I thought, oh, well, a recent project. It turns out it was made in the 1200s. It's when
Wow.
they dug this lake in the karst desert as a water supply for the town. And then they renovated it in 1400. And when they renovated it is when they built these little buildings. There were lots of, just exotic looking little buildings.
Built
And
for the birds to poop on.
I
What
think
kind
in
of
birds,
like
birds are
yes,
those?
pigeons. There are more pigeons than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I think in the UK, they call them follies, those kinds of buildings.
Oh, what follies?
Follies. And since
Oh.
India was occupied by,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Britain,
maybe they
right?
called it that.
Yeah.
I'm
Huh.
just guessing.
Follies. Yeah, they're kind of cool, it was dark and we didn't know what to expect. And then it started to light up and all of this magical stuff was all around us. It
Cool.
was
Yeah.
really cool. And then to see this water in the middle of the desert, I
Oh.
found very enchanting.
Beautiful.
Nice.
And also you could see boats heading out in the dark. And I didn't know what they were doing. In fact, I didn't even know that they'd actually caught fish until I looked at this on the computer.
Catfish.
Because it was very, very low light, but big fish they were catching out of there. And,
Nice animation in the fish.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
and there were like half a dozen of these boats out there with nets fishing in the middle of the desert. Just,
And the rower is so determined. It's really
yeah.
neat.
And this was your last trip.
I think he's sleeping.
You
I
got
love the
that.
buildings in the
Really great
background.
Composition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
beautifully done. Yeah, nice sense of place with all the, Yeah.
The architecture there was just incredible in that it's in Rajasthan. It's just amazing architecture.
The color palette of the whole thing, is just exquisite.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly because it's such low light, it really desaturated everything.
Yeah.
Travel
Blue
this
leads you
month.
right to the fish.
Yeah.
The blue.
Use noise reduction on this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oops, sorry.
This is also India. Oh, I think that was Nancy's other one. This is in India. These are Democell cranes.
Oh.
And people in this little town, I think they're mostly of the Jain religion, and they really hold all life as sacred. And they had given this one little boy the job of feeding pigeons in the town. And a few of these cranes showed up. And then each year, more cranes and more cranes. And now there are thousands and thousands of these cranes that show up every year.
How beautiful.
And the Jains contribute a lot of food and they feed them. And it's a bird sanctuary now, but it did not a naturally occurring one. They dug out this water place for them and
Wow.
they're really cool. I have about 1 million crane pictures.
I bet.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And now we're back to Anne.
Yeah. Falling water.
Oh, that's neat. I like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
beautiful.
That's a Fuji.
That's with her Fuji, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, 1/15th of a second. That's nice.
Yeah.
Always curious when they do these, what their shutter speeds are, just.
Yeah.
Wow.
Michael.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
bet.
Oh, love this one.
Jeez, that is a stunner.
I had a lot of fun doing that in the garage.
How many takes? Thunder, did you do that?
What are the colors?
The colors were a flag that I had draped over a box. I set up a tripod with an arm across it, and I hung a Ziploc bag with water in it, poked a tiny hole in it, and had it dripping into a crock pot.
Oh, wow.
I took 400 or 500 photos.
Whatever it takes.
I got
Was it the black crock pot?
out. But yeah, I put 2 flashes facing back towards the flag on the sides, and it worked pretty well. It was fun.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, sure.
Creative.
Wow.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Did you use a sync machine for that?
No,
Sync device?
I
Just
was just
chance.
using my finger as fast as I could go. Fortunately, my flash units are pretty powerful and they keep popping, so I was able to shoot quite quickly. But it
Nice.
was a challenge trying to catch the drop at the right time.
Yeah, what a challenge.
That is
Good thing you
beautiful.
weren't using film.
Wow.
Yeah, true.
Patient, patient.
Yep.
Just something
Changing
fun if
film.
you have nothing to do on a rainy day.
Oh, yeah,
Ah,
nice.
nice.
Mhm.
Soft
We
water.
were up in Tofino at Vancouver Island for a vacation
Oh.
a couple of years ago and
Wow.
went out to the beach just playing with long exposures and this was one of them I just happen to like. So
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's fun.
great curve. Look at that curve
Yeah,
line.
that's
It just
Yeah.
brings you right out into it.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
And those good clouds.
Beautiful. Just
Clouds.
gorgeous.
Really nice clouds.
Yeah, beautifully done. Oh, look at that.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
This was out at the Sonoma coast and I don't usually get very good coast pictures, but I worked quite a bit on this one to lighten up the waves and bring out detail.
That's
So I was pretty
gorgeous.
happy with it. So I hope you like it. Thanks.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the clouds right over the sun setting.
Yeah.
Ah,
Fast.
pictorial.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like the wind was whipping.
Oh, look at that.
This is
Wow.
seaweed.
Ah.
I was
It is?
walking along a dock up there in Tofino, there's a bunch of docks you can walk around. And I happened to see this seaweed, so I just shot down into the water and that's what I ended up with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different. Thought I'd-
Nice, yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
If you squint, it looks like a bird.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I see it too.
I see a fairy riding on the back. Sorry.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
This one, I just took this Sunday and I've since edited it more, but this was Bonneville Salt Flats last Sunday.
Ooh.
With all that water.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
water actually, and the reflection from the
Oh,
sky.
that's stunning.
What is the thing?
Nice.
I have no idea what that thing is, but it was sticking out and I thought it added some interest to the photos.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like there's people on top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you look at it,
Yeah.
Few
Uh,
tiny people
tiny
on
people.
top.
Tiny people.
But
Are you
how
sure
did
it's
they
not a
get up
car, a
there?
car part? Bonneville Salt Flats?
No, this was there's a rest area you can pull over and this is right there right at the rest area. I've been there before when that was frozen and
Hmm.
it was actually quite beautiful. I was there at sunrise a number of years ago and I just can't find those photos now.
Oh,
But I
wow.
had people out there and the sun was just an amazing sunrise. But it's quite a place. If you're passing through there, it's kind of a must stop.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I first thought it was a fish jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You may see it again, but
That was Nessie.
Oh, that's fun.
So
like
this
that.
is my fifth one. I
Oh,
see a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossing her legs.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I see
got
a woman wearing a hat and a serape.
it. Yeah.
It's intriguing.
Nice. I like it a lot.
It's keeps your eyes in there for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lot
really
going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad your eye didn't get caught.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It is just hunting.
Yeah, it's above Blind Beach. The cliff
Oh,
above.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's mine up at Point Arena. We were up
Ooh.
there at the
Oh,
lighthouse
wow.
Yeah.
and he was in really close, just feeding on something there. And so with a
Wow.
long lens, I got quite a few with just the tail sticking out because you get up and you just see the back and then it would disappear and like that. So that was a couple of years ago. I think one of our day trips, went up that way and then home.
Oh,
Cool.
Is this a
beautiful.
filter or?
I'm jealous.
Oh,
Yeah, just, and this was more summertime. It was like, or later, you know, it wasn't during the migration period. It was like they were just feeding in that area. You know, it looked like maybe it was a younger one, didn't look real big, you know, but it just was really fun watching him while he was there.
Did you do any treatment to it?
Quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually, I blew it up quite a bit and you could see the waves are, so I, you know, it was blown up a lot. So I sharpened it a lot and there's a little bit of grain in there. So mostly that's what it is. I almost always do a lot of toning and to try to bring out the things that I feel I'd like, you know, some things it gives you a little more impact, like the whites in this one, you know, just really bring out the impact and maybe getting rid of anything that's annoying that's around, you know, any little spots that don't belong or whatever.
Floating trash.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah. You do what you have to do to clean up the scene. That's what I call.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this was what I showed in competition. The judge, he kind of liked it, but I think, you know, I don't know how, if you found that a lot of times when we just do really nice wave shots that the judges have seen waves before, so they tend not to, they get good reviews, but you know, they don't really win very often. So that was the case here. I think I put an extra bird or two in there to give it a little bit more, but this was this was a year ago, January, and it was during the king tide. And then, you know, the sites that I go to in the buoy were showing 15-foot swells.
Oh,
Wow.
So when you've got a you know, a 6-foot tide or more, I forget what it was then, and a 15-foot wave, you know, that's, you got a lot of water going on there, you know.
Yeah.
a lot of
Get out with a
power.
long lens, and then that's just north of Salmon Creek. And that's kind of a nice place because the waves out there will roll in and then they'll start to curl. And if you have a long lens, you know, you can get by Carmet or the Arch Rock Beach there and shoot around that area. And there's lots of nice rocks and things like that to play with.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that was a real short shutter speed too, to capture the splashes going.
Huh?
You know, so it just kind of
400.
stop them. Yeah, just trying to stop the action at f11. I like f11. It gives me more depth of field if I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was actually one from, well, let's see. First, I'll show you what it is. It's a raindrop on a camellia blossom.
Oh,
Okay, so that's where the red comes from. Yeah, and I did several years ago, well, this was when we were still in the club before, I did a presentation on flash photography.
Right.
And this was one of the things that I tried because I wanted to use the macro lens and get in close. And then I used the flash to at different, you know, I got toned down the flash, you know, so I could get just the right look. And actually, I wish the edges of the drop were a little sharper, but I traded it for this one with the trees reflecting are nice and sharp. So anyway, it's something different with a long exposure with the raindrop.
That's
Cool.
Nice.
And this was up, I have June Lake written there, but it's near June Lake. There's the stream that empties out of June Lake. This was last fall. And I kind of walked along the edge of the stream and I wanted to get some reflections of the beautiful light. And so that was, you know, I took quite a few different ones, and this has been cropped, not a lot, but enough to get rid of the annoying things on the corners. So, and of course, in another couple months, I'm going to be doing my presentation on composition.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to work with compositions there and I'm looking at it from a compositional type of thing where you have the lines and the corners are off, and you know, we've got little bright spots, but the eye kind of goes to these bright, like especially on the left, you know, you kind of go to that one vertical line that kind of stops your eye and brings you back in. And so that's one of the tricks if you have, you know, vertical lines or that you can put or excuse me, we have horizontal lines. You can put a vertical line to stop your eye from wandering off the edge of the picture.
Mhm.
So it's that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
anyway, I just really like the color. I beefed it up too.
Nice.
Pretty color, for sure.
Good beefing.
And
Good
this
beef.
was fall too. That was the Lee Vining Creek. There's a
Ooh, yeah.
waterfall there, and I just got down in this little place and did a lot of shots with slow shutter speeds. Or this was a fast one. I liked it because it should the little drops of water flying across, make little
Yeah.
streaks.
Yeah, nice.
It gives it a texture. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun to do.
Here,
Fine spray.
Yeah. So that was what, a half a second, f32,
yeah.
ISO 50. On my cameras on the D500, you can go down to 50 to get that longer exposure.
Mhm.
Yeah, 75 millimeter. That's
Well done.
thank you.
Very, very nice.
And that's Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, this is just Bodega Bay, just a quick cell phone snap. I went out there, 500 people walking around trying to bring all their great big carts and crab stuff and everything there. And I got kind of a calm moment, but it's just last weekend. I didn't have time to really search through all my water images. So I just grabbed a few things that I could find real quick and threw them in.
I like the one cloud above it. Everything points.
Yeah,
to-
that's kind of why I picked it, because it was just right over that one person, one cloud, and then
Yep.
the leading lines leading up to that.
Yep.
Thanks.
So is it public access?
Yep.
Never saw it.
It's quite a hike out there too. It's actually a real long ways out there.
Yeah.
Takes about 15 minutes to get to the end of that thing.
I've seen old wooden ships out there, like sailing ships out there on occasion. Way the heck out docked. Nice place.
Yeah. Yeah, the marina is just on the left of that.
Oh,
Yeah, this is just showing a 20-ounce tumbler full of tea. So it was actually pretty heavy. And this is just like a week ago with ice in my bird bath. It had a bunch of leaves in it. So I came out in the morning, I was standing there in my robe, getting ready to jump in the hot tub. And I said, I got to go get my camera. So I end up just grabbing my cell phone again and taking a quick picture of that. But that's the thickest ice I've ever seen in that bird bath.
wow.
Holding something that weighed 2 or 3 pounds. It was a good quarter-inch thick or thicker, probably thicker than a quarter inch. 3/8, maybe 3/8.
Yeah.
Was surprised.
I try to bring out boiling water and pour a few drops on to give the birds a break.
Yeah, really.
I'm sure they appreciated that.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
look at
That's nice, Steve. Yeah.
That's really nice. I like that.
I think
Yep.
this is it. I think Tony, I, and Laura, I think were there that day. And there was some huge waves coming in. This is Go Rock Beach. One big rock. Anyway, one lonely seagull there.
Yeah, nice.
Did quite a bit of editing on it and playing with it. And the water to me in black and white looked like chocolate almost. It's like it's not brown, but it even in monotone, to me it looks brown. So I don't know. Anyway, it's interesting.
Very textural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
Extras.
Nice monochrome.
Thanks. Basin.
This is my sister in the falls.
oh.
Oh, great photo.
I told her she wouldn't be recognized.
Yeah.
What falls?
It's up in Maine, a place we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's cold.
It looks cool.
I took it a long time ago.
Nice.
Fun.
Got a nice feel to it.
Mm, that's
Oh, nice reflections.
Yeah.
really great.
Where's this one?
The Berkeley Marina,
Oh, cool.
Huh.
with
Oh,
boats and things.
Love all the color.
Yeah, that's nice, Liz. I like it.
yeah.
Like the
Interesting.
light color.
Interesting patterns.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to shoot stuff like that and just figure
Yeah.
out where you're gonna frame it. Or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice reds in there.
Yep.
Maine, I bet.
Well, Connecticut, close.
Okay,
Oh,
Huh.
that looks cold.
We were kind of limited to where we could stand on this one, but
Oh,
it's kind of liked it that there's no people in it because it's too
Yeah, I
cold.
love it.
That's season.
Looks like there could be a
That's
lot of people. in there.
October.
Yep.
So the leaves haven't all turned color yet.
No, I think it was a little early for Connecticut to
Okay,
turn.
that's at 10:10, yeah. Wow.
Like the dark clouds contrasting to the slide there.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we needed your sister on the slide.
Yeah.
She was there,
In
but
a red bathing
off to
suit.
the side.
Yeah,
There you
really.
go.
With a black umbrella. No.
There we go. Ah. Okay.
This is
No.
the water tender.
Like the
Is this on
lighting.
that,
Close.
is this on that, what's it called? Starts with a W in Santa Rosa that we went on for the Eagles.
I don't know. This is up Gumview
Oh, okay.
in my box.
Oh, look at that. That's a happy dog.
Fun, yeah.
Ever get a chance to go to Water Park in the late, they do it in the late summer after the swim closes for kids. And they let people and their dogs in there and it's hilarious.
He
Eyes
is
on the ball.
engaged.
So what
Yep.
lens did you use? 102.
Probably my 70 to 280.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can't remember.
and that's pretty good. 1
Yeah.
over 2500th of a second. Oh, you
Yeah.
got him, boy. And every drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, wow. Oh, my.
Well,
Hard to follow all the other shots. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. That up in Alaska or somewhere.
This is up in Svalbard.
Oh,
This is Svalbard. This is I've took many of these pictures to the edges. It's almost like a knife edge of the glacier.
Mhm.
And the reflections oftentimes are just almost mirror perfect. And I liked the light of the contrast of the top just before the edge, that right angle.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It behaved well. So it's all kinds of water there.
It's a stunner.
Mm.
You
Interesting.
see faces and abstracts. It's
Oh,
great.
it's like one of those Rorschach tests.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It all means something, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that Hannibal Lecter one. That's
Some liver.
Right in the middle.
Yes.
Yep.
That's gorgeous. Oh, yeah.
Laguna.
Remember that shot was
This is
taken.
our Laguna.
Yeah.
I had
Nice
this one in
work.
color, but I've been working it with black and white, and I really like it in the black and white.
Yeah.
Beautiful in black and
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
It's a
Yep.
7-image panel just off of that Sanford Road.
Yep.
And a beautifully behaved reflection.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Monochrome this month.
Kind of nice and early in the day, it looks like. Nice.
Yeah, that was a dawn, hoping for like a stunning sunrise, but you know, you gotta go with what the gods give you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Best
what you
laid
get.
plans.
Got some fog in there too.
A bit.
It's a
And
good-
there's one
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
you're really lucky you can see it.
Nice composition.
Very nice. Yeah,
Really
works
nice.
great.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Landscape. Ooh, that's cool.
Neat.
It's a
Wow.
tight shot of a wonderful waterfall called Dettifoss in Iceland, up in the north coast.
Oh, wow.
And just a terrific glacial fed water, so it's like rich brown gray.
Mhm.
And there's such turmoil, and
Silt.
just wanted to stop it so I could freeze it just like that because it was so rich.
Oh,
Wow, you can look at it forever.
oh, gosh, yeah,
That's cool.
that's a beaut.
Heat capture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thousand.
Mm.
And on the other extreme, this is also up in Svalbard. This is from the trip I did in 2019 on the MS Origo. We stayed on the ship this time. It was in the end of April, so it was kind of cold. And way up near the North Pole. It's but the reflections, oftentimes you'd get out. I hardly slept at all. I just was always up on deck with the camera. And sometimes the reflections were so beautiful. You didn't mind your hands freezing. You just had to take it.
The ice is incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
Co-
it's
color.
just, you can't get enough of it. I love glaciers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Another shot of Dettifoss up in Iceland. This
Right.
is on the other side of the thing. I pulled in tight with my old 7200 F4, which I don't have anymore, but it was a nice detail. I took many of these, but the shape of the mist really appealed to me in this particular frame.
Yeah.
And you can see the rich brown of the glacial fed, because it's just rich with mud and silt and mineral. So
Yeah.
that rich color contrast is just right.
The
Interesting.
texture is wonderful.
Yeah,
It's a fun shot.
love that fog.
I love that too.
Okay, we're back to where we started.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
Excellent.
Yay.
Nice job, folks.
good job,
Really.
folks.
beautiful
Everybody did a
stuff.
great job.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
fun.
really fun.
That was
Beautiful.
Thanks
definitely
for
fun.
participating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
thanks,
to do
everybody.
more of these type of things.
For
Good
sharing.
choice, Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good choice
very.
of subject.
Do this again next year. I'll actually
Good
put
job,
it.
Liz.
Throw out some ideas for the next challenge. We were thinking things like motion blur and multiple exposure, and you think of things.
I like the idea of a subject that you could do
Yes.
any style with, but
Okay.
that's,
Yeah,
Like
I'm-
those
or
are-
even a non, like an emotion or something. Something that can be interpreted in many different ways.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Um, Just,
that too.
That's a neat idea.
but certainly doing a certain style of photography.
We could do a lot of things, but
Yeah.
Texture, lighting,
Like it.
all kinds of. Yeah.
Gary, is that Badwater Basin behind you?
Yeah. There's a nice little point there when you get to Badwater, there's a parking lot.
Yeah.
But I found that if you go past her about 200 yards or 100 yards, so on a point, there's a nice little place to pull out. And then I just walked out and I tried to find a nice pattern going on in the foreground.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
really nice.
the way the light was, it was too dark in the foreground and kind of blown out in the mountains. So, I played with it quite a bit and used Lightroom because, and use the gradient fill, brush that you can do for the top half, and then you can do the bottom half. So I'm trying to work with the different colors and things like that.
You got snow in the peak. That's good.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
Pardon me?
Is that recent?
Yeah, that's from recent storms. December storms dropped a lot of snow on the mountains. And what was interesting is, and I think Mike is gone already here, I think, but Mike noticed that too, was going through the Great Basin. It seems real strange. Usually it's all desert and, the mountains are all dry and it look the same, but now all the higher peaks have a lot of snow on them. So you're going through and you're seeing little dustings on the tops of some of the mountains, and then you're seeing some of the distant mountains with a lot of snow cap. But you figure, and what I thought, I've captioned this on Facebook, is that it's minus it's minus 200 feet elevation at Badwater, right? It's over 200,
Minus-
270,
minus
whatever it
200.
is.
282.
And Telescope Peak is 11,000 feet, 11,020 something. Anyway, so here in 14 miles, I think I measured it on one of the Google Maps or something like that. So in 14 miles, you have that elevation change from minus 200 to 11. And then there was one little fact that I read geology wise, because I'm always kind of a geology nut, is that they look down to figure out how much fill is at Badwater. So if you go out a ways, because where the basin range are spreading and that valley is dropping, the mountains are climbing, they figure there's 11,000 feet of fill at Badwater. So, from, and of course, it used to be a lake during glacial times, fed by the Amargosa River. But yeah, we had a nice time, a lot of wind. We were talking about last time, had a flat tire, had to join the crowd.
Did you go up? Is the road to Telescope Peak open?
You can only go as far as the charcoal kilns. I read about that on the website.
Okay.
But generally that's about typical for winter months, because at that elevation, you get snow all winter long there, that's real typical at that high elevation.
That's a bit of a hike from the kilns.
Yeah, because the only place I ever been, we drove up to Mahogany Flats one time, but the 4-wheel drive, and that was a pretty view there, but that was, there was no snow at that time. It was a little later on.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, a lot of fun places to go there, just always something. We found a few flowers, very few. There was one stretch that had about 50 yards of some wildflowers. So I took a few pictures of the flowers that were right there, but very sparse this year. I guess it rained. The rain in August was dissipated by the heat, and so there was nothing going over like Tehachapi Pass. I posted one on my on Facebook. It's just lots of wildflowers, and so I'm kind of wondering if the more like what is the place you went, Nancy, last year with that's west of the valley of the San Joaquin Valley that has all the wildflowers. I forget.
Oh, you mean Anza Borrego?
No, west of the.
I don't mean Anza Borrego. I mean Carrizo Plain.
Yeah, Carrizo Plains.
Yeah, that was
because everything's
2019,
really green as you're going down I-5 in that area. So, and now here they're getting rain again now. So it that might be a good show in a month or two, month or so.
I'm heading.
Don't
to
they
Death
usually
Valley
want
the
you
end
to
of the month.
have the rains in October? I think that's Anza Borrego though.
Yeah. Generally, it would take. One thing I read then on wildflowers that in November, December, you need a couple of inches of rain, and then you need to follow it up with an inch of rain, because after the plants germinate, of course, then you've got to keep watering them. So that's usually when the real good wildflower years occur. And they got a lot, and like you said, down at Anza Borrego was supposed to have a really good show this year, but we didn't make it down there.
When the caterpillars come out, that's really cool.
Oh, it would be. I've never seen that. Sounds
A
interesting.
big juicy
Oh, I
black
remember
and
your images.
yellow 6-inch.
Yeah.
And then the hawks
Wow.
come. I didn't get a chance to see the hawks then come in.
Oh,
We went 3 times in 2019.
yeah. Because they're expecting a lot of rain down the South Basin, Los Angeles Basin overall. So that means
Right
all
now.
those mountain ranges, both, especially like going north like that, should have some good wildflowers, this year. We had that's December rains and everybody got it, and especially south, they got a lot of the summer rains and in the fall. So it's
Nice.
something to plan for, look forward to.
Yep.
I think we're done for the
Thank
night.
you, everybody. I think
Thank
I
you.
have to
Right.
eat dinner.
bet.
Great,
Good
you
night.
guys. Wonderful photos.
Nice.
Thank
That was fun. It
Thank you
was
all.
fun.
Really enjoy
Very
it.
fun.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night.
So
Night.
we're back in a couple of weeks, right?
Y'all impressed me.
Yep.